time like me know that the first thing I say is a glorified practice, but it's a little frustrating at times, the things that we've been working on. I didn't feel like we were emphasizing enough out there, but that's the reason you have exhibition games. That's the reason you have 26 practices up until today. And the good news is we'll study the tape tonight. The coaches will grade the tape tonight, and we'll show the players tape tomorrow, and we'll try to do some things to get better. They seem to have more interest or better ability to drive the ball to the basket and kick than we did to stop them. We know that Notre Dame's going to shoot a ton of threes, and much more skilled, blessed is a better way to put it, blessed athletes than what Winston Salem did, but I think we gained a great deal more from it than we would have if we had been just practicing. But don't know anything about B-Rob. They're going to have some x-rays made tomorrow morning, and we'll know more after we see that.
Anything kind of jump out at you that you gained from tonight?
They know I can get mad now. That's been in the back of their minds. They didn't know that for sure, but it's removed any doubt now.
Roy, how's the defense been coming along?
We've been doing some nice things defensively, and tonight we started making mistakes when forgetting who the heck we were supposed to be guarding. After that, it sort of went downhill. But you know, you look at numbers, and they shoot 32%, but we gave them way too many open drives to the basket, particularly in the first half. In the second half, they drive, and we had somebody help, but then they kick, and they shoot 16 threes in the second half. They made 4. It looked like to me they made 14 out of 14. But it's I always say that Coach Smith used to say you shouldn't get too mad until you look at the tape. So I'm already too mad, so I'm not going to say anything else until I look at the tape.
Coach Williams, can you just speak? I have a two-part question. Could you just speak on the respect that you have for Coach Big House Gaines, and on a second note, what would it take for players like a Cole Anthony or Armando Baycott to come to and play for an HBCU or a team of that level?
The second one, I have no idea. You know, Earl Pearl made him look good, and you know, some of those guys, and it can be done. What's the big guy? There's a big-time rebounder in NBA, played at Virginia Union, I think.
Ben Wallace.
Yeah, Ben.
Yes, sir.
So it can be done. There's no question about that. They have to have the ability first, but then they have to have that just unbelievable desire to outwork people all the time. And Big House, he was Coach Gaines was great. He was great to me. Great to me when I was a young coach. Great to me when I was an old coach. And my favorite stories were in Houston, Texas. And I said, Coach, you have anything planned to get you something to eat? And he says, no, not really. I said, I got a great barbecue place over here. He says, that sounds good. Where is it? And I said, won't you just follow me? And I said, in fact, if you want to ride with me, you can. He said, no, I can. So we went there, and I was his friend the rest of his life. So he showed us some of the best Texas barbecue you'd ever seen. And he reminded me every time I'd see him, he says, you got any place in this town? You know, Coach stood for so many great things of being a great basketball coach, but caring about people and trying to make sure that all his players got to be better players, but more importantly, got to be better human beings by being with him. And so that's a pretty good legacy to have.
Can you talk about Leaky Black in this play tonight?
Leaky's, you know, the first, what do we have, 26 practices, I guess. The first 10 practices, he barely practiced. Since then, he's been getting it more and more. We've been trying to go slow with him. He had one stretch today. I think he had 3 assists in a 4-possession stretch, and that was my favorite part of the game. But for us to be a really good basketball team, Leaky's got to stay healthy and play and not make the silly mistakes he made today. But 7 assists, 1 turnover, 2 for 3 from the floor. I don't mind if he shoots more than that. I like him taking the ball to the basket, but 7 assists and 1 turnover is the best part.
What do you like about what Andrew's been doing and what he can give you guys?
Andrew, he's a good shooter. What did Andrew shoot? 1 for 4. He's 1 for 4 from 3-point line. He was 0 for ever how many he took the stupid floaters. If you're going, Justin Jackson's the only guy I've ever seen that can make floaters, and so he's got a few more weeks to show me that he can make them. We're going to put him in the basement, but he's a tough kid and tries to do the right thing. Made maybe the best pass of the game, pitching it down the court to Armando as he was running down. He had 3 assists, 0 turnovers. Andrew's a tough kid too. He missed a good bit of preseason practice too for his ankle as well.
What were the issues on the turnovers that you saw?
Stupidity.
Was Cole Anthony trying to force it, in your opinion, tonight?
I don't know. Cole's a playmaker. He makes a lot of plays. Sometimes you're going to make mistakes. I thought he made a couple of times where he penetrated. It got too far in there with 2 or 3 guys around him. What you need to do is penetrate, and then you got to stop at a point where you can make the play for somebody else or make the play for yourself. If you get too far in there, then you can't make a play for anybody. But he's been sensational for us, and the good news is if I have to worry about Cole, I'm guessing don't have any worries.
Take one more
he's been
because
really good.
I'm sorry. Take one more because he wants to go check on Brandon.
Roy, with Leaky and Justin both playing kind of different positions, does that give you a little bit of flexibility in terms of your lineups?
Well, you know, guys, right now we have 8 guys that I feel like I've got confidence in. I'd like to get another 1 or 2. But we have 8 guys, and which means some guys, Leaky's going to have to play 1, 2, and 3, and Justin's going to have to play 3 and 4. And so it's harder to cross the line. We have a point guard position, we have 2 wing positions, and 2 post players. If you go across the line from one of those positions to the other, it's difficult, and Leaky and Justin are the 2 guys going to have to do it the most.
Thanks, Coach. Our
Thanks.
players are available